we got some breaking news regarding soccer, and let me tell you something. This is a game changer for soccer. I don't think I've ever heard of this is a game changer in sports 'cause I don't think I've ever heard anything like this. So, a bunch of teams from a bunch of different leagues and top teams such as Manchester United, Barcelona, Juventus, Real Madrid, and other teams, they are deciding to create a super league, Nate. They're deciding to create a super league. Um, and UEFA was actually opposed to this, and they're trying to stop it. But get this, they decided that they were going to put legal action and threat of UEFA and FIFA to make sure that they don't stop them from doing this plan. This is very, very interesting. Nate. This is very, very huge. Let me explain something to you, Nate. Okay, this whole league, right, is coming at an estimate. What do you call it? This whole league is coming at an estimate of 4 billion euros. That is absolutely a ridiculous amount of money.
Which, in case if you guys are wondering, that's $4.8 billion in US dollars.
That is absolute exactly, and that is absolutely amazing. That's the grant that they're getting 4 billion euros from J.P. Morgan. Like I said, Manchester United, Barcelona, Juventus, Real Madrid, and other big name teams are going to the Super League basically, and they've confirmed that they're going to once it starts. I do have a quote from the Super League company. They said, and I quote, "Your formal statement does, however, compel us to take protective steps to secure ourselves against such an adverse reaction, which would not only jeopardize the funding commitment under the grant, but significantly would unlawful," the Super League's club wrote to Infantino and Seferin. For this reason, Super League company has filed a motion before the relevant courts in order to ensure the seamless establishment and operation of the competition in accordance with applicable laws. Then they said, "It's our duty as Super League company board members to ensure that all reasonable actions available to protect the interests of the company, a competition, and our stakeholders are duly taken. Given the irreparable damage that would be suffered if for any reason we were deprived of the opportunity to form promptly the competition and distribute the proceeds of the grant." Yeah, Nate. So basically, and I want to say this before I continue, before I start, UEFA, they will announce on Monday a new 36 team format for the Champions League to try to prevent these teams from breaking away and going to the Super League. But let me start off first, Nate, okay? And before I start off, I just want to say that the source for this was ESPN's Associated Press. This is huge. The fact that teams from the biggest leagues, La Liga, Serie A, Premier League, all these leagues, the fact that they are leaving and going to this Super League, it's going to really jeopardize those leagues. It's going to jeopardize UEFA and it's going to jeopardize FIFA if this goes along. Because think about it this way: you take the Premier League, right, and you get the best teams, and they go to the Super League. You take the La Liga team, you take those teams, and they go to the Super League. You take the Serie A league, you take them, and they go to that league. What top teams do you have left in those leagues? You know what I'm saying? And as these tournaments go on, as the Premier League tournament goes on, and as the La Liga league and Serie A league goes on, the ones who actually win that those tournaments, they're not going to get the credit they deserve. Why? Because the best teams weren't there. You know, you didn't beat the best team because they didn't play. You know what I'm saying? Now there is concerns regarding the Super League teams as well. If they do go along with this, they will not be able to. Most likely, they are not going to be able to play in the World Cup or the Champions League. That could be jeopardized. If we get any update on that, we'll let you know. That's a big one too, because I think the World Cup is the biggest soccer tournament in the world. Okay, you can take the Champions League, you could take the Premier League, the La League. I don't care. The World Cup is the biggest championship you can get. That and the Olympics. I think that's it. But not only that, if they do go along with this, most likely they won't be able to participate in the Champions League, which that suffers even more for both leagues. Because not only are you not competing in one of the best leagues, but the actual league is not going to get the credit they deserve because the best teams weren't there. And get this, Nate, the record for the most champion league championships by a team is Real Madrid with 13. Okay, imagine if your leader in championships is not in the tournament. That is like that is like the Pittsburgh Steelers not that's like the Pittsburgh Steelers not being in the NFL. That's like the New England Patriots not being in the NFL. It can't happen. And seen stuff like this where players were unhappy and they protested by like sitting out, or teams were unhappy and they protested by not playing. I don't think I've ever seen anything where it got to the point where teams were so upset at what was going on that they decided to create their own league. I never seen anything like that. I really never did. And UEFA and FIFA, again, they try to stop them, but they put legal action against them if they did. So therefore, they can't. And UEFA and FIFA, they got their backs against the fence because this is going to be a big league. And don't get me wrong, the fact that the best teams in every single league are going to be forming a super league, and that super league they're going to have it a season. They're going to have seasons all around, all year around, where these teams play each other, where necessarily they wouldn't play each other all year around. Like for instance, um, Juventus and Barcelona, right? Messi versus Ronaldo. That don't happen all season round because they're from different leagues, so they can't play all season round. The only chance they get to play is if they meet each other in the Champions League, which newsflash they didn't do it this year. So the fact that we get to see like Juventus versus Barcelona a lot more, or the fact that we get to see like Real Madrid versus Juventus a lot more, that is definitely going to be a game changer. And I think the fact that all these top teams, all these winning teams, are going to go to the Super League and play against each other, I think that is absolutely amazing. I absolutely think that's going to be entertaining for the sport of soccer. So, with that being said, Nate, wish everybody the best of luck from the Super League to UEFA to FIFA. If any updates do come out about this, we will let you know, especially regarding the 36 team format and this Super League as it goes, if any updates happen with that. But again, best of luck to everybody. I'll pass on to you, Nate.
Yeah, this is definitely very, very interesting. We've seen leagues like the XFL be formed and the AAF be formed. Those are even though they were short lived, especially the XFL both times, they were formed from former NFL players or from football players who never made the cut in the NFL. That's we've seen that before, you know what I mean? But the difference between that and this is that they created the teams from the ground up. They never had other teams other teams from other existing leagues join them. It's definitely very, very interesting. Something that I don't think any of us have ever seen, and I think it's gonna be years and years and years before we ever see something like this again. Or probably we probably won't ever see something like this again. I don't know. I can't tell you because the future just ceases to amaze everybody. But
Well, I'll say this. What if now bear with me because this could happen. Maybe not because a lot of teams are happy with like the actual league that they're in. But what if this forces other leagues to do the same thing? Like, Can you imagine like the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Dallas Cowboys, the
I
New England
doubt it.
Patriots, the Niners? Hey, I'm not saying it's likely, but I'm saying if this is the chance and people and teams open up their eyes and they're like, hey, look, this is a way to protest these leagues if we're not happy with it. It just imagine all that. Just imagine those. I'm not saying it will happen, but can you imagine like the top six teams in the NFL leaving to go to a different and forming their own league? That would kill the NFL.
See, I can't see the NFL doing that because
Yeah, I can't see it.
they're already such a massive corporation that they don't even need
Right,
to do that.
right. I can't see it. I can't see it either. But like, I can't see that happening either.
I
But
could see like smaller leagues doing it. I could see. I know minor league does it with
right.
they have like a single A, like a high A and a low A. Then they have the double A, the triple. I know they do that.
Yeah. Well, think about it this way. There's two things I feel like could either happen. This could either be something regarding soccer, and like you said, this can never happen again, or this could be something where it opens up eyes and teams could do it. I'm not saying that
Yeah,
would ever happen, because
pretty
again,
wild.
I'm not saying this would ever happen. And again, football owners, I want to say they don't have the same amount of, they got a lot of money, but I don't know if they have a lot of money to pull off something like that. These like these owners, these soccer owners, they're paid. They are paid. So I mean, I'm not so sure, but I mean, again, this is huge.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I can understand why UEFA wants to create an expansion so they don't let other teams join the league because they still want to compete. They don't want other teams joining other competitors. It's like how do I say it? It's like I know in certain places where you work, if you interact with a competitor of another company, like you can actually like get in trouble. So it's kind of something similar to that, you know what I mean? Except teams are actually pulling away because they have the power to do so if that's so what they desire. But I can understand why they're blocking it because they just lost, like you said, they lost a lot of their top teams. Now they have a new league being formed to compete against them. That's a really big deal. And again, this is something we've probably never seen before, and I don't know if we'll ever see it again. But hey, who knows? But look, to all the teams that pulled away, best of luck to them in the Super League. All the teams that stayed, best of luck to them. Every soccer team, best of luck to them. I'm very very curious to see how this goes. And again, when we get this update on the 36 team expansion, UEFA blocking all teams from joining other leagues, we will let you know about that. So it should be around today is Monday, so they should be announcing it sometime today. I don't know exactly when they're on the other side of the world, so it could be later on today or whatever. But with that being said, we will give you an update when that comes. But as of right now, best of luck to all the teams playing, best of luck to all the teams that pulled away. And I'm curious to see how this goes.